NBC10 at Issue starts now.
Good morning and welcome to NBC10 at Issue. I'm Rosemary Connors. This morning we'll discuss those stories, plus retirement crisis, a plan to help Pennsylvanians save. But first, fighting a life-changing disorder. Former Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell joins us to discuss his personal struggle with Parkinson's disease as he nears the one-year anniversary of the day he went public with his diagnosis. We'll learn about his new normal and the new treatments that help keep some symptoms at bay.
I started to shake a tiny bit, but just a little bit of a tremor, and I was having trouble with a fork or a spoon.
At the beginning of last summer, Rendell went public with his diagnosis. He tells us he's heard from people all over the world with words of encouragement. Joining me now, former Governor Ed Rendell and Wendy Lewis. She is the executive director of the Parkinson Council, a local organization that funds Parkinson's disease research and quality of life initiatives. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Governor, I'll start with you. Tell us how you're doing. And I also want to ask you about what you say to people when they tell you they're praying for you.
I say, listen, you only have limited prayers. Use them on someone else because I'm fine. There's a lot of misconceptions about Parkinson's. When I announced that I had had the disease for 3.5 years, people would come up to me and say, we're praying for you, or we hope you make it. And I feel like grabbing them by the shoulders and saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, you know, I'm coping with it. But there's a lot of misunderstanding. And one of the reasons that I did go public is because people are afraid of being diagnosed for Parkinson's. There are a lot of people out there, and I've heard from a ton of them after I went public, who won't go in and see a doctor when they start to shake a little bit because they think it's just, well, I'm getting older. Well, by not going in and getting tested, you can't get treatment. And treatment doesn't cure your disease, but treatment clearly can slow the onset of the disease. It can be, our hope is that very soon it can be like AIDS. AIDS used to be a death sentence.
Sure.
Now, because of the treatment modalities, the medicines and other things, people can live with AIDS. Look, Magic Johnson has lived, what, 25 years since he contracted AIDS? And we hope Parkinson's can be like that, and people can have an improved quality of life as they live with Parkinson's.
And Wendy, that's where the Parkinson Council comes in terms of the work you're doing to myth bust, to raise awareness. And we should point out the Parkinson Council is the regional organization that focuses on Parkinson's disease.
Right, absolutely. And we actually have lots of programs that we support in southern New Jersey, in Montgomery County, in Delaware County, and Westchester, and Bucks County. We actually consider ourselves a regional organization. And even in Delaware itself, the University of Delaware is one of our grantee partners.
So touching many communities throughout the area.
Absolutely.
And Wendy, I imagine hearing the governor talk about his activities and efforts and what he plans to do as we prepare for the 2020 election. He is the ideal Parkinson's patient in terms of somebody who continues to keep moving forward with their life and living it to the fullest.
I mean, you have to do that. I mean, the goal of people who have Parkinson's is to make sure that they keep moving, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. So we really try to make a space for people to do all of those things, and you can't stop. The one thing I do tell people when they call us and they've just been newly diagnosed is, actually, I did tell them to stay off the internet because there are a lot of things on the internet that are scary, and actually to go to reputable organizations. It's organizations that are specifically working with people with Parkinson's and care partners. And care partner part of is very, 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 very important. We really emphasize that, you know, you don't just keep moving physically, you keep moving emotionally, you keep moving mentally, and you just stay socially committed.
Governor Ed Rendell and Wendy Lewis, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.